Ken Strang is Managing Director of Americans for Prosperity, and Jason Sorens is a Senior Research Fellow. Good morning, gents. I'll start with you first, Kent. President Trump yesterday, he talked about the American economy, saying America is hotter than ever, although inflation cooling. Your assessment on his view of the economy right now?
What a great comeback for the American economy. We see all kinds of economic indicators showing that America is back. I think that when it comes to rates, we certainly should look at what to do with rates and where Powell is. President Trump has made it incredibly clear that he wants rates to be lowered, while Powell is holding off on that and digging his feet in. But let's remember, why are we in this mess in the first place with rates? We're in this mess because Joe Biden and Democrats in Congress spent $5.5 trillion in wasteful spending on green new energy scams. They overcooked the economy, and Americans were dealt with 40-year high inflation, and the average American family spending $11,400 more just to maintain their lifestyle. What we can do for our economy to continue to grow and to continue to build on the good indicators of progress we're seeing right now are to pass the one big beautiful bill, which will provide permanence and certainty for small businesses and American families. We need that tax relief.
Yeah, Jason, the president hit back again on Fed Chair Jerome Powell when he was speaking at The Hague at the NATO summit. He wants those rates cut. He made that very clear. Listen to this and we'll get your response.
There's no inflation. He says, but maybe there'll be some. That's true. I said, if there is some, what you do is raise the rate. I'm okay with that. You raise the rate in 2 years from now or in a year from now. But because the rate's high, we have to pay more for debt. It's pretty equal. In other words, if it's 4%, it's 4%. If you drop it a point, you'll pay 3%. So it's fairly equal, not necessarily, but fairly equal. So we're going to end up paying maybe 2 points or 3 points more. 3 points would be about $900 billion a year because of this very average mentally person. He's an average mentally person. I'd say low in terms of what he does, low IQ for what he does.
Obviously, frustration coming. Just, Jason, your overall assessment.
Yes, well, I actually think President Trump is onto something here in that it is looking increasingly likely that rates will need to be cut. And even Chairman Powell has said that in the last couple of days. His remarks were interpreted as dovish by the markets, bringing forward rate cuts. Wall Street Journal reporting this morning that President Trump may appoint his own chairman ahead of time, not replacing Powell, but just as a kind of prefiguring of who his next nominee will be. That was also interpreted as dovish by the markets, with the dollar dropping, bond yields dropping. This is, I think we are seeing that the economy is softening. Inflation is down, very close to the Fed target. Over the last 3 months, it's been below the Fed target. So it does make sense now for the Fed to start cutting those rates.
All right, we got to leave it there. Kent Strang and Jason Sorens joining us live there. As you see, the Dow is up in the green, more than 100 points. Thank you, gentlemen. We do appreciate it.